the debut studio album by American rock band Electric Six. It was released through XL Recordings on May 20th, 2003, and it was preceded by the hit single Danger, High Voltage, which peaked at number 2 on the UK singles chart. The album peaked at number 7 in the UK and received positive reviews from critics. That's about all I could find about this record. All the information out there.
I'm surprised. I was about to say, who the fuck's heard of this band, and who's typing it into a podcast search engine, finding this episode and thinking to themselves, yeah, I'm gonna listen to that podcast about the Electric Six, because fuck me, I only knew, well, everybody knows Gay Bar because it's the best song with Gay Bar being the title. But then upon listening to the album, I realized I knew another song off it. I think it was Danger, High Voltage.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was surprising. But yeah, not a band I'd thought of much until you, pinned me down and forced it upon me, as you do.
Yeah, pinned you down and forced you. That's what I like.
Gay bar, gay bar, gay bar.
Brad.
Yeah.
I've got something.
Oh, what is that?
I've got something to put in you.
Ah,
I've got something to put in you.
Where would you like to put it in me?
In the gay bar. Gay bar. I like to put it in you. In the gay bar.
The gay bar. No, at the gay bar. Don't misquote them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, makes for a great ringtone, when you're just sitting on the bus and your phone out of your pocket just goes gay bar, like that.
Yeah.
It's a great conversation starter. Yeah.
We've all got a gay bar story.
And then when
especially
you answer
gays.
Wow. Yeah. I've never been to a gay bar, funnily enough. I don't go to many straight bars either, or cis bars, or whatever we're supposed to call them these days.
You don't really go to bars or drink.
Well, I just stay home in the west wing. I've got everything I need here. Maids.
I have to say, when this song came out, and sort of Gay Bar. When that came out, when I first heard that song, it was in a tide of depressed grunge rock and metal. When there were bands like Stained singing about, sitting on a chair, strumming an acoustic guitar and sadly singing about getting fingered by their daddies or whatever they did, and everything was glum. This song came out and it was a rock song going, gay bar. It was fun, and I thought it stood out to me, and I thought, what a cool song. And then Danger, High Voltage, I thought, cool. I like it. It stood out. And it was, I just felt it was a bit more creative, and the music videos were like a train wreck. You're looking at them going, do I look away? Because oh my God, he's got his tongue down the throat of a 60-year-old woman or something, 70-year-old woman, however old she was. It was all very strange. But
she had light up boobs and he had a light up crutch, eh? Yeah, it's quality.
Yeah, their private parts would light up.
Yeah.
Do I look away? Do I keep watching? What's going to happen next? Seemed fun, seemed different, and great. I like it.
Upon re-listening, because I didn't really listen to it at the time. It's just a passing thing. I remember the hit song "Gay Bar" because it was funny. But listening to it now, I was kind of like, where do they sit in amongst everybody else? Was it the same time as The Darkness came out? This is early 2000s, eh?
2003.
Yeah, that was when The Darkness kicked off, wasn't it? Or were they a bit later? But it had that same sort of youthful, rocky glam vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it just wasn't depressing grunge. It wasn't.
like the Darkness were like that too, you know? I believe in anything called love. Just let that rhythm in my heart. Fuck, that's high. I can't do that. You know, catchy,
different
80s-ish rock. Yeah. But these guys weren't 80s. That was more retro than that, wasn't it? It was kind of, you know what? It reminded me of what's that? Fucking nobody worldwide's going to get this reference, but what was that Kiwi band that had Booger Beasley as the singer? And they did that cover of I'm on Fire.
Oh,
do you know
Fish Across the Face.
It sounds like them. So if you like Electric Six, you should look into
it does not.
Band who we can't remember the name of from New Zealand.
Yeah, look it up. It's an easy reference for everybody. Yeah.
Fuck, that's what Google's for. Well, we don't have. I mean, the Research Factory we heard is down this month due to war in the Middle East. So we had to do our research ourselves. It's tough.
Hang on, I was typing a search engine.
Oh, Jesus. They had some hits. But down here, down under, they did Wet Leather. Is it Wet Leather? No. Wet Rubber. Wet Rubber.
Head Like a Hole.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck, of course it's Head Like a Hole. Somebody screaming at their radio as they drive to work this morning. Fuck you guys. We know what we know. Yeah. And what I didn't know was this band at all. So this was a nice, fresh listen. Really? You know?
Yep, never listened to this album before. Never really heard from Electric Six again, but I have looked and apparently they've made 17 albums. You look at it, they make 2 albums a year sometimes. Plus the singer goes off to solo projects. He's done like 9 albums by himself.
Wow. Have they kept the quality up?
Of course.
Oh, so they're at the UK number 2 with every release, are they?
No, it's just kind of like all the other songs on the album. It's all kind of that quality, I guess.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I feel like this album, and I'm jumping ahead here, but oh my god, Dance Commander was all right as an opener. Don't you think? It's all right. It's not great, but it's all right. Gets you into that's what you're going to get from the album. But then, I was when Danger High Voltage kicked in, I was like, ooh, I know this one. And that's got old mate, fuck, have I got the right song? It's got Jack White in it, right? Of the White Straps.
They denied it for years. They said it was a competition winner.
Him.
And then, years later admitted, it was him. Apparently, I don't know. I think he was signed to another label, so he wasn't allowed to sing on their records, so they kind of didn't want to. But they all came from Detroit, and we're friends.
Okay. Makes sense. I think their voices work together superb. It's a great song, you know, like it's got high energy. It's Ripper. But then after that, honestly, I was just sitting there waiting for, you know, like your normal Friday night, waiting for Gay Bar.
Yeah, you just sat there waiting to go to the Gay Bar. You had a hole inside you. You had a hole inside you.
Yeah.
And it needed to be filled.
So Dan, do you have any money? I said,
money?
Do you have any money?
There's I have a couple dollars.
Could you give it to me?
Why? What are you going to do?
I'm going to spend it at the Gay Bar. Gay Bar. Gay Bar. Just, it's quality. Like,
you know,
This is wonderful lyrics, you know. I mean, on one hand, you've got, you know, Robert Plant coming up with Stairway to Heaven. And on the other hand, you've got Gay Bar. You know? It's just cuts straight to the core of your humanity.
Well, you can't just say Gay Bar. You got to say Gay Bar. Gay Bar. Don't you? Really? Yeah,
that's true. It's not, I mean, I'd love to, actually, I should have Googled this. Has anybody done like an acoustic cover on YouTube of it? And sung it all like beautiful on the piano? Because that'd be awesome.
Well, the singer's name is Tyler Spencer, I think it is, but he goes by Dick Valentine in the band because everybody in the band has a special little name.
Straight as an arrow, Dick Valentine.
Dick Valentine. And Dick Valentine, he does what it takes to get by. Like, if you go online and look him up, he's playing acoustic sets at small bars.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing acoustic sets at people's birthday parties on the deck of their house, like in front of 4 people. You know, he talks about it and he goes, you know, I used to work shit jobs. And then, you know, our first album, we had a couple big hits and made a little bit of money. And now he says he sticks to it and he just does all the stuff that people think is shit because he doesn't want to go back to working shitty jobs and he just likes being a musician. And, you know, he makes a living at it.
Gigs.
I know the shit, yeah, playing little bars and stuff. Yeah, they're not stadium rockers.
I'm just going to interrupt for a second there. I feel like we've done this before. Have we done this episode before? How do you feel about deja vu? Like that whole your little monologue there. I felt like I've been here before. Like where I'm sitting, microphone in front of me, and you yabbering on about Dick Valentine, straight as an arrow. Dick Valentine never wavered from the hetero ways of life, and how he plays little gigs. So. Yeah.
Talking about you.
No, deja vu. Is it real? Is it not? Like, this is a trip.
No.
A black cat to run through. Do you ever get that? Do you ever get it? Like, I've been here before?
Why? What was I talking about?
I don't know. Like, what just happened to me right then here in the studio? I'm sure I've done it. It's gone now. This is all fresh. But, God. Anyway. If hit the comments, if you've had deja vu in your life, like you're doing something and you've like, I've either dreamed this or I've done this before, let us know. And I'm not talking about just having your daily wank. That's not deja vu. That's just being boring and stuck in a box.
Is it like the time that I was being a cunt and then you called me a cunt? And then the next day I was being a cunt and then you said to me, you're a cunt. Well, and then we both looked at each other and went, hang on, I've been here before. And then the third day we met each other, I was being a cunt.
In the street that time.
Yeah.
Outside that shop.
Yeah, and you said to me, you're a cunt.
You're a cunt, yeah.
And then on the 4th day of our relationship, I was being a cunt, and you said to me, you're being a cunt. And then we both just stared at each other like, whoa.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, it's a term of endearment for us. You know? Like, how's it going, cunt?
Yeah.
You know? It's just like, it doesn't have to be a derogatory term, you know? Like, oh, cunt. You know? It's very versatile.
Do you remember the 238th day of our relationship? And I was being a cunt.
Familiar.
Yeah. And then you said to me, you said you called me a cunt. And then we both looked at each other and went, that's what you said on day 67.
Yeah. I do remember that very clearly. Yeah.
Because we were standing in the same spot on day 67 as day 238. Yeah. It was like we're in the Matrix.
We're creatures of habit. Yeah. Creatures of habit. Yeah.
The same thing happened on day 442 of our relationship, and we were standing in the same spot as day 112.
It was outside the gay bar, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't go in, but we stood outside and we thought about going.
Yeah,
we didn't go in because we didn't want to be seen by the school kids.
Yeah, and the bouncer said to me, "No cunts allowed." And we must.
Well, then I could go in, but you couldn't.
Yeah. I had to stay outside.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun night, but it wasn't the same without you. You know, and you did give me some money to spend.
At the gay bar, gay bar. You remember day 12,402 of our relationship?
You remember that time that people fucking left listening to our podcast in droves? It was when you kept telling the same story over and over again. You useless cunt.
Do you remember today when I was being a cunt?
Yeah. Do you remember just now when you were being a cunt?
Yeah.
And I called you a cunt?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, fuck, and deja vu. It's like the Matrix here.
It's just like the last podcast.
It is. Whoa. It's like...
it's like you're Neo and I'm Cypher.
No, you're... Yeah, who's the guy? Is Cypher the guy that wanted the steak?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah.
Wow, maybe someone important. Yeah.
That guy.
Oh, it's just admiring Dick Valentine for like being a musician. He just sort of sticks to it. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to edit this episode and it's just going to say, I admire Dick. And that's where it's going to stop. Sorry, carry on.
I think a lot of Dick.
So you can do it to me. Damn it.
I think a lot of Dick. God bless Dick, really.
Dick's ever present. Yeah.
Dick turns up on YouTube every now and then, and he's still at it, just doing what Dick does,
Yep.
Just
Dick pops up every morning.
Dick at the party. Dick at the birthday party. Dick on the deck.
Yeah, sitting on the bus. It's rocking kind of nice. Dick on the bus. Yeah.
Yeah, Dick in a small pub on stage with an acoustic guitar, just strumming.
Dick in a tent.
Yeah.
Mm. You could be sitting just quietly at a friend's birthday party, the turn around and there's Dick. He's just there on stage. And you're compelled to watch the Dick, aren't you?
You are, really.
It just sways so magically, doesn't he? And he's cut his hair all nice. And he's quite lanky, though, isn't he?
Are we talking about the same thing?
But when Dick gets going, he rocks really hard, doesn't he? Oh, dear. Carry on with our album review. I'm just... Woo!
Yeah. Really, this is a rare occasion that the podcast has sunk into the gutter.
Hey... Watch the clicks. I think... Okay, am I back?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I think with the Google bots, I think the amount of times in this episode we've said the word gay and the word dick. I think we're going to get... This is going to get more hits than we're ready for. It may also cause some lawsuits. So everything we've said about anybody, just allegedly. So that just goes without saying.
Well,
you're at PNC.
In my rating system of epic, decent, borderline, and filler.
Oh, go on.
I've gone through this, and I've got two epics: Danger, High Voltage, and Gay Bar. Those are the big songs for this band, I think.
I concur.
And I got decent on everything else. I
think it's like. It's meh decent though, isn't it? It's not like, oh, decent. It's just kind of, it's kind of decent. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't have any meh decents. I think they're all quite good decents. I had Synthesizer as a strong decent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah.
Decent. Yeah.
13 songs, 38 minutes. It whizzes by. I like that. that. But it does you've heard it all, haven't you? After 38 minutes, there's not a lot of surprises. It's all kind of if you like one, you like them all. That's kind of how I feel.
Pleasantly surprised. I'm still present. Oh my god, I'm still pleasantly surprised.
That's a new word for me. Get my dictionary and look up the meaning of surprised. Hang on a second.
Hey, fucking blow your mind. What was that? Shut up, cunt.
Whoa.
I'm so happy that in the world today.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of day 287 of our relationship.
87. Yeah, that's right. 287.
Okay. Carry on.
I can finish now? You're going to let me finish? That there's a song
If I could just interrupt for a second. Carry on.
It's a song title.
In your own time. In your own time.
I'm getting
in your own time. In your own time.
Let me take my inhaler. You know, There's a song title called.
No one's stopping you. Just barge straight through and say whatever is on your mind. Yeah,
Do you remember, constant listeners, when we say Dan's a cunt? This is a prime example of his cuntiness, and that is an official word in the dictionary. Cuntiness.
You know, that reminds me of day 892 of our relationship.
Oh no, yeah, 892. Yeah.
Carry on.
I want to say my favorite song title, possibly of all time, Naked Pictures of Your Mother.
Naked pictures of your mother. Yeah.
I mean, I know that.
I got more money than you. Yeah. Naked pictures of your mother. Yeah. I liked all the lyrics on this album. He's got some good lyrics.
Naked Pictures, I believe, was first written as a demo by Whitney Houston, isn't it?
Yeah, naked pictures of your mother as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen any. I don't think I'd want to, really.
I've got naked pictures of your mother. She sends them to me.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean...
Big fan of the podcast.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Potty mouth son.
She's only human. Carry on. Yeah.
Who isn't a fan of Pointless and Confused? I don't know. I'm not making a point. Now you've pushed me off my train of thought. Now that you're talking about my mother naked, it's fun when it's somebody else's mother naked, but when it's your own, it's not fun.
You know what I like about your mother? She's white. She's white.
I don't get the reference.
There's a song on the album called She's White. And it's about this girl and she's white.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we clarified that for our listeners that hadn't heard the album.
I'm glad that you're reviewing an album where you listened to each song in great detail and paid attention to what's happening.
Because it's clear that you're a cunt, but I don't want you to be a racist cunt.
She's white. She's white.
You know who else is white? Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
You can't argue it. Motherfucker was white at the end.
He was whiter than Corey Feldman. Yeah.
Yeah. What color was he when he died? He was white.
Yeah, was it an open casket?
Oh, I don't know, actually. Maybe. Who knows? He already looked like the fucking Walking Dead anyway at the end. So, sorry, Michael's family.
He was getting towards Skeletor, wasn't he?
Bro, it hadn't had a nose for like 15 years or so. He looked like goddamn Skeletor. They should have cast him in Master of the Universe.
I just told you he looked like Skeletor at the end. God.
Hee man. I don't listen to anything you say.
Hee man. That would have been a great sequel. Michael Jackson as Skeletor. Hee man.
Yes. Right. Skippability.
Skeletor, your reign of evil. Hee man. Yeah.
Okay, 3 times is good. It's not funny anymore. It worked at first.
Yeah.
Shamawa.
Yeah. That's how we sung.
By the power of Shamawa.
Let's review this album for the children.
For the children.
I love all children. all the children of the world. They're so
love all the children.
small and beautiful. I tried to love all the children, but only got a few.
Man. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we're falling apart. Let's just let's just ride this pony home.
Well,
you said you weren't skipping two. You had two epics, so that's your skippability, right? Or are you gonna listen to the whole album?
I got two epics. Everything else is decent. Some's more decent than others. But at the end, I say we've had a couple of weeks to listen to this album, haven't we? A little bit of delay there, but it was wearing thin. There's not it's a good listen the first few times, and then it's not a long player, is it?
Yeah, no, I got tired of it fairly fast, though. Like,
but it would have been good at first, though. You would have been, oh yeah, rocking along.
Oh yeah, I did. Like, I chucked it on. I was like, well, actually, like, I didn't. I took a while to warm to the dude's voice. So old Dick Dynamite, whatever his name is,
Dick Valentine.
Valentine. Yeah, I like Dick Dynamite. Actually, fuck, that's gonna be my it's my rock and roll name. Anyway, when Dick Valentine started singing, I was like, okay. And then the next song was the same thing, and then the same thing, and I kind of grew real tired of it. But it totally works on Gay Bar and High Voltage, but then not so much on the rest. So repeated listens. It's kind of like the first time I started listening to Bush, and I'm not talking about Hairy Vaginas from 1974. I'm talking about the grunge band Bush with Gavin Rossdale, who I'm sure is bald from the eyebrows down. But that's another conversation.
I've seen pictures of him recently. He's gotten surprisingly old for his age. Well, he's looking rough.
60.
Yeah, like it's all of a sudden it crept up on him, and boom, it's like his plastic surgery's melted.
Comes a time for every man where you just start not giving a fuck, Dan, and he's hit it. You know, he's had ripped abs and perfect hair and sculpt jaws for his whole life, and now he's just like, fuck it, I'm eating a cheeseburger. And he's probably the happiest he's ever been.
No, I think he still looks like he's about the same rippedness.
Oh, right.
Not as thin. Yeah, right. But his face has just gone blah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I'm judging.
Maybe in the photo you saw, like most times when you see him on stage, he's got a man bun, right? He's pulled his hair up in a ponytail. So that maybe tightens his
well, I think it was a music video for a new song he's put out.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Just airbrush yourself like Madonna and Kylie Minogue do. It's good enough for the bitches. It's good enough for the dudes.
If it works for the hoes, it'll work for the bros.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's two t-shirts. We got if it works for the hoes, it works for the bros. And have a picture of Gavin Rossdale and Madonna, and then have Michael Jackson dressed as Skeletor, and it's man, like that.
Yeah. What do you reckon's got the most streams?
Out of Gavin and Michael Jackson.
No, on this album. We're back to Dick. Talked about Dick.
All right, sorry. Back on Dick Dynamite at the Gay Bar. It's gonna be. Oh, actually, no. It's going to be High Voltage. I'm going with that.
Yeah, High voltage, 41 million. Gay Bar,
oh, nice.
a measly 32 million. And the rest of the album, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Yeah. So, how would you rate this goddamn mother? How are you going to rate Dick?
Honestly, I like to rate Dick on size. But this is full of songs. This is a solid 13 songs packed into a small package. So you could say it's good on girth, but not on length.
Right.
Yep. I don't know how that worked out, but it worked out. I'm gonna give it a fucking 4. It's just doesn't have enough pumping songs for me, but I will recommend Gay Bar and actually High Voltage to quite a few people because Gay Bar is just a good time, whether it's the song or the event or location. And High Voltage, it's good Jack White performance. So there it is.
Oh, sounds rough.
Well, yeah, I'm going 4.
I only give it
songs, but not enough.
I'm going to give it a 7 because it's a good few listens, and then it's
generous.
Kind of wear off on you, but
yeah, kind of like this podcast.
So. Kind of like fucking idiots letting off fireworks outside.
Kind of like our friendship, you know. Do you remember on day? I think it was only 27.
Oh yeah.
That time, and we were outside. We were at the bus station, and you were being a cunt. Do you remember that?
Yes, I was.
Day 27, yeah. And then what did I say? Fuck! It's tip of my tongue.
Oh, it's escaping me.
Yeah.
You called me.
I think I said.
Did you call me a font? No, that's not it.
I think that was the time.
It rhymed with punt, didn't it?
That's right. I called you a cunt. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. And then we looked at each other and went, "We did this. We've done this before."
It was remarkably similar to day 12, wasn't it?
12, yeah, that's right.
It was day 27. So the base, we're at the bus station.
We're there a lot at the bus station, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, that's how you get to the gay bar.
Yeah. On the number 69 bus.
Yes. Well, it's those cable cars. You got to be very careful. There was a little sign that said "Danger, High Voltage." Yeah.
Smooth.
That's
why you get the big bucks. Yeah. And again, most of the guys there were smooth, weren't they?
At the gay bar.
Yeah. I stood out like a fucking stealer pad.
Baby oil. Oh gosh.
Yeah. A lot of leather and hats and moustaches.
That was the day I got banned on the gay bar. I said the little sign up saying "Don't touch." I couldn't keep my hands to myself.
It was like getting hit in the side of the face with a wet trout, wasn't it?
Those handlebar mustaches. You just want to grab on, don't you? And
like that scene in every Rocky fucking boxing movie at the end of the big fight when somebody gets punched in slow-mo in the face. And the mouth guard and the spit and the blood flies out.
Yeah.
That's what I remember of you at the gay bar. Yeah.
That's slightly gay. Yeah.
Just slightly gay. Instead of a fist hitting the face, it was just a giant erect phallus.
Yeah. You're just in slow-mo. Oh, my life's just slowed down.
I mean, the guy was hula hooping and you tripped on that fucking cowboy hat on the floor and fell forward, and it was just it was perfect synergy.
Yeah. That was the day we knew we were going to be famous.
And friends. All right, cunt.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wrap this bitch up and done.
Another perfect episode.